I don't know what's more blasphemous here. God is gay, God is lesbian, God is trans, God is cisgender, whatever that means. Or just the very conclusion at the end where he says, "You are God." Listen to this.
God is you, and you are God because you are a reflection of God's divine image.
That's some bad theology, my friends. You are a reflection of God. You're in God's image. And I believe that. I'm in God's image. You watching, you're in God's image because you have an intellect and a will. It's a gift from God. Does that mean you are God? Beginning in the 1950s, they stopped teaching logic. If you were educated, if you were a person who had gone to college school, nice schools, prep schools, you took at least, if not several, courses on logic. You learned about syllogisms and fallacies. People were trained how to properly think. Nowadays, ever since the 50s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 90s, people go all the way through college. They've not had one single course on logic. And people think crazy. This guy believes that if you're in the reflection of God, you are God. That means that when I look in a mirror and I see the reflection of myself, that the mirror that's a reflection of me, the reflection is me. Bad theology is based off fallacy. Bad theology is based off bad logic. Bad theology is based on bad philosophy. My guess is this guy right here in his rainbow getup, I'm guessing he never took a course in logic. They take fem studies, they take first people studies, they take green eco studies, but just to learn how to think logically, they don't take that course. That's a big problem. How can we think correctly if we don't understand the basics of logic?
And you are God because you are a reflection of God's divine image.
If being a reflection of God means that I am God and you are God and on, he's 100% correct. I'm a male. That means God is male. I have feet. That means God has feet. There are people who are black and Asian and European. They exist. They have the image of God. That means God is Asian, European, African. So you can put in anything in this category, but the problem is you're just thinking so wrongly. This is why traditionally Catholic seminarians began their seminary not studying theology in the Bible. They began studying philosophy. The bedrock is philosophy, how to think. Then building on top of philosophy is theology, how to believe. Grace, says Thomas Aquinas, perfects nature. You can't run into theology if you don't have a bedrock of philosophy. Sadly, even in our time, there are these students who go to Catholic colleges and they major in theology. And when I talk to them, they often have crazy, wild ideas. And I say, did you ever study any philosophy? I want to read a Bible verse to you. Let the wicked forsake his way and the unjust man his thoughts, and let him return to the Lord, and he will have mercy on him and to our God, for he is bountiful to forgive. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor your ways my ways, says the Lord. For as the heavens are exalted above earth, so are my ways exalted above your ways, and my thoughts above your thoughts. We are in his image and likeness. He's not in our image and likeness. It's not a two-way street. We're in the image and likeness of God. He's not in the image and likeness of me and you. That's just bad logic. That's not thinking correctly about the world. God says right here, verse 8, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are my ways your ways. He's way above. You know how far above he is? Infinite. We got to start thinking correctly. We got to start understanding what it means to be logical. And from there, we can go on to be faithful. We can't think logically. if we can't think in terms of a proper syllogism, if we can't grasp basics of philosophy like substance, accidents, we're not going to understand anything about the hypostatic union of Christ, transubstantiation, the sacraments, validity, invalidity, any of these things. We're not going to understand any of it. Defends Truth says, Dr. Marshall, isn't this the exact teaching of the Church of Satan? You did a video on this, and now it is in the Catholic Church, ? Yeah. The Satanists say, do what thou wilt, and you are your own God. You are God. That's what the Church of Satan teaches. What does this guy teach? He teaches the same thing with his little rainbow stole on. The you are God idea is quite similar to the Masons. Yeah, this is what this is what the Satanists teach. It's what the Freemasons teach. It's what Satan taught in the garden to Adam and Eve. Exactly. This is not what Jesus taught. By the way, if you want to take a course on logic and you want me to explain to you all the fallacies, good news. I have a course on it right over here, NSTI, New St. Thomas Institute. Go to newstthomas.com, sign up, and you can start taking. I walk you through every single fallacy that exists in human thinking. Yes, they're categorized. Yes, they're listed. I walk you through all of them and teach you how you never make those mistakes again.